Hey, what's going on, everyone? Supreme Com here. So we are gonna be doing another one of these monthly limited time multi missions over here. But this time around, I'm not just gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be doing some damage comparison with some kind of portrait differences. So I want to talk about some particular portrait that you guys should be focusing on, and that is something free to play to get. This is something you can grab 100% free. I mean, like you got to do summons, right? But these are from 3-star parts. You don't really need to like, oh, those are not the for say Sokai parts for whatnot. I want to be talking about this kind of portrait over here. So this over here is Gundam Age Status. So this is a 3-star parts over here. So if you guys have summoned throughout this game, you guys have probably seen this part already. And this guy does have a limited time alteration. And what is powerful about this kind of portrait is it will be the second portrait over here. With power attribute, buff EX skill effect up by 22%. So you might be asking what kind of EX, like what kind of portrait does this do, right? So this over here say buff EX skill effects. So what are EX skill effects, right? So if we take a look at my EX skill over here, you'll see down here those are all the effects that comes with my the custom E skill over here. So it's gonna raise your attack by 30%, and then also gonna raise your melee defense by 13%, and then also gonna raise my beam resistance by 23%. So if we take that 22% and add this on here, that is how the buff E skill effect up works. So these are a lot more powerful than for say having like what's the force pressure for this guy? I would say this 22% EX buff is a more powerful. It's a more powerful multiplier than what like normally like a melee power boost to 25% would do. These EX skill, you want to prioritize these kind of EX skill a lot more. When you have EX skill that gives you these kind of buffs, right? We have EX skill like most testing EX skill will come with these kind of effects already. Like all of these over here will come into attach. Like this one, instead of this a base flat 48%, it's gonna be I don't know what's the actual like the most formal way to calculate it. Like my intuitive thought was like, oh, that 22%, right? So 48% times 1.22. But I think how it's actually calculated, they just add that 20 like 48 plus that 22. Which I don't know what's the actual mathematical way to calculate it, but I do know in actual gameplay when we're gonna just hop over in a bit, this will wager in higher damage. So this one is just gonna be one because this one is already part of my build already. I can't really take it out, you know, in a way. So we're gonna come into the match with 22, and then plus the Destiny Shield over here. So this one is a Sokai part, which is gonna take a lot more time to get up to that. What is the max that this guy have? This 22. See, this one is a Sokai part, and I only have a level 6, and a standard part or a 3-star parts. I have it up to that level 10 already because it's a quote unquote free to play kind of parts over here. So we're gonna walk in with the match with 28%, and then we're gonna hop over to another setup with this one over here. So this one consists of more of those E skill buff. So this one I have 23, and then as well I have the castle shield over here. So this one will give me another 23. So 46 plus 22 is what, 68. So in this setup is going to be 60%. So there's going to be a 40% differences. So this will give you guys a really clear example. I'll do this for my shop build as well. For my shop build, I'll just use a 22%, and that will give you a really good example as well. So yeah. So hopefully this gets you guys started on like trying to transition into those kind of EXO. But one quick note over here. If for say you don't use EXO that have those buff over there, not only you're not gonna benefit any of that buffing, you for that portrait for this portrait specifically, what is it? So for this portrait over here, you're not gonna. So this portrait is gonna be useless at all unless you have buffings, right? So let me see if I just bring up some example real quick. Like some EXO that does not have buffing. Um, let's use this one for example, the a straight ref frame, the lightning ball. So this one, it's not like a. This one does have an effect. This one there is a buff. So this one is a lower his enemy physical resistance by 20%. So this is not, this is a buff, but it's not like a power buff. So your total damage is not going to increase, but what is it? Your enemy physical resistance will be lower by more than 22% over, or 20% over here. So let me see if I can find one that does not have any effects at all. Okay, so mostly does have effects. Okay. What about this one? Okay, this, I guess all of them does have a little bit of effects, right? Wow. Okay, I'm kind of wrong on that. Then yeah, I guess most E skill does have effects. So, most case scenario, you want to find E skill that have melee power buff, like increased melee power percentage or like shot attack increases and whatnot. So we're gonna hop into a quick limited time crew multi or this multi missions over here and see what we can do. So this setup, our first setup is gonna be a lower buffing percentage. So this will give you guys a really clear idea. I don't think I will be able to clear this myself. So but it doesn't really matter, right? Because all we're trying to do is show you guys a really good number difference of like, oh, why those EX skill are I would say a lot more better. That's why if for example you're doing like let's say you were doing like a 1v1 arena, you might be asking yourself like how can someone do a lot more damage than I do if for example I always ask this myself because my shot build is like you guys see is like 100k, but how come some are able to do a lot more damage than I do, despite the fact that they have lower stat, for example, right? Obviously my melee unit is complete garbage because I don't have the amount of boosters. So we are gonna take this guy, these guy first, and then all right. Actually gonna activate my job gauge and then I'll use this over here. So we're just gonna go through the whole combo, everything the same as this one, or the next level will be the same as this one over here. So I'm gonna clear this one first, and then let's use this one first, the bicep. Okay, let's see what we can do over here. A 2.16 mil, and then we're gonna wrap things up with this one. 2.6. So keep that in mind. That one is gonna be 2.6, and how much is this one gonna do? 1.6. So keep those in your jot that down or whatever, right? So that one is 2.16, and then that was the second one was a 1.68. So let me actually jot that down myself because I will be forgetting it in a bit. So I'm not gonna talk about these over here. So all right, so we're gonna hop back in with the same setup, and then we'll just talk about what kind of damage comparison we can be looking at. Alright, so keep this in mind that in this EQ, like the 68% buffing, I do have slightly higher melee attack, but that's not gonna, that really isn't gonna affect too much of it. But the magnitude of those percentages is gonna make really big difference over here. So let's do hopping out, and then let's see what kind of damage output we can be expecting from this guy. I don't actually know myself because this will be my first time just using this specific setup and see what kind of power we can be doing. Alright, we are in already, so we're gonna have to wait for when he shoot out his funnels and whatever he does, because my initial charge is only 11%, so we will not be able to use our custom EX right out of the bat. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Alright, come on. Alright, shoot your stuff, guy. Alright. Alright, hello? Alright, same setup over here. We're gonna activate job gauge, and then we're gonna use this. I'm not really gonna take into consideration of how much this one is actually gonna be doing. Oh, yeah, that's a significant amount of boost, right? So let's see what the bicep can do in this scenario. Oh, what? 3 million? What? Hello? 3 mil? What? What? Wait, where's my final attack? Oh no, he was too weak. Yeah, that's the problem. He's way too weak in that at that point already. So, wow, 3 million. Yeah. Now you guys see how those an additional 40% can have a big impact. So we're gonna try the same. We will try the same setup with the shot build and see what kind of damage we can be doing as well. Alright, so this is the shop build we're going to be using over here. So we guys just quickly take a look at the portrait. I don't have anything that says buff EXQ effects up by any percentage over here. So this will be a really clean setup over here, 0% boosting. And then with the other setup, I'll be replacing it with the same shield, the Cosmo shield. Because that's the only one that can kind of bridge into this build perfectly fine. So let's see. So let's hop into our third one over here and see what we can be doing. All right, so let's hop in right now. Alright, so remember at time when I talk about EXQ that have like those cutscene EXQ that are APs and A power that have a first usage of a 12-second. Yeah, this is why these kind of EXQ are a lot more powerful in a way. But unfortunately they are supposedly less powered from testing. So let's do this. So keep in mind this my EXQ over here is, what is it, 2.26. All right, this EXQ is level 10, so we are supposedly see a lot more better power. So this one is 2.93, so 2.226, so 2.26 and 2.93 mil. So with only 23%, I want to see how much of a difference that can make. So this will give you guys a really raw picture of like, all right, that's a little bit, just a smidge increases will have a drastic impact. Hopefully that is the case, because I am planning to run more if possible. I would say shop build does have a little bit more. No, I would say shop build does not have as much as melee from what I call like in terms of like those free to play option in a way. So let me replace it with the Cosmo shield over here and change my setup just slightly, right? Where's the Cosmo shield? Let me do this. It should be this one over here. Unfortunately, this one is not gonna pair up too well, but the most important part is the portrait over here. That's why I always advocate for like don't just purely look for the number, look for the portrait, because portrait over here will make it better, will make it bigger changes or make a bigger difference than just having, for example, like higher raw stat over here. So in this scenario, let me do shots. Do this. As you guys can see, I am around 100-ish or like just 90-ish less powered or less shot attack than what I had for previous build over here. So let's make sure everything is set up to be correct over here. This one will have a buff EXQ effects up by 30 or 23%. So let's see the difference this one will make, and then I think this right here for sure will give you guys a really clear. Just I want to do more examples so you guys are kind of convinced. I'm over here trying to advocate to use these kind of EXQ over here. So that's why I want to give you guys as much example as I can, so you guys can be well informed in a way, I guess. So we're gonna be doing the same setup over here. So we're gonna rush in with the narrative C pack arm EXQ, and then we just wait. Yeah, this EXQ is so powerful. In this setup, I only have 11% initial charge, and yeah, we are able to execute EXQ a lot more faster. So we're gonna wait, do this, and okay. So let's see what kind of output we can expect from this. 2.2, 2.7. Okay, yeah, and he was able to solo it. Yeah, so we can't even use the strike through late EXQ because we could have took it down a little bit too fast. Okay, so that was a two combo meal over here. So yep, I think this should be a pretty compelling video over here. Just a good explanation, I would say overall. So I think this should be pretty much it. I'm not gonna hop into any more over here because those are four separate matches already. You guys have probably seen enough. So so hopefully, or let me actually tell you guys where you can get these. What kind of recommendation I have as for melee and shots. As for melee, the only one I am currently using is this guy over here. This one is locked to a P attribute build, so this one may not be the best case scenario. Another one actually got a alteration is this week's new those welfare parts. I have not actually done the welfare parts review yet, but I will just quickly give you guys one good shield that you can be running as well. It's gonna be the Blue Destiny Unit 1. It's gonna be the shield compartment as well. In terms of shield over here, this is exactly the same setup over here. This one with P attribute, buff EXQ time up by 15%, and then the one down over here, that is the most important one over here. Buff EXQ effect up by 22%. So in a combination, for example, if you have these two quote unquote free to play parts over here, you will get a whopping 44%, which if you starting from 0%, jumping to a 44%, you will see big a big difference already. So just because of that, if you guys are planning to get this one over here, this one I would say is a pretty good one to get. As for the shop build, I currently do have one, and that one is locked to a T build. Unfortunately, let me see if I can find it down over here. This one is actually, I believe, a few months ago. Is either the last one or the month before. This is the tail or the shoe booster from the TR1 Hazel or Hazel, yeah, the advanced Hazel one over here, or yeah, this one, unfortunately, this one is only 15% because you do have a shooting power boosted by 30%. So that's why it's that's a trade off over there. You are losing 7%, I would say. But I think if you are starting from zero, like I said again, having 15%, you see a big change as well. Not as much, not in the same magnitude. I would say, oh, if for example you're jumping from 0 to 44%. Those are my recommendation if you guys do have it. So with that being said, this will be pretty much it for this video. Just a little quick explanation of like how you can kind of do more power. If you cannot manipulate your stat, I think manipulating the portrait is a lot more easier because you do have 18 portrait to kind of work with over here. So with that being said, this will be it for this video, and then hopefully you guys do enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one.